Okay, we're back this morning with Bella, and we're going to do a session with her. And one of the things that we're going to do before we even get into it, we're going to go out in the field again. I'm going to do some very similar things to what we were doing last time, with some extending of some lines through a little bit of not such a clean like edge to help her. It's going to be more in an open field with more opportunity for her to fade. And so we're going to be seeing how her line is holding up. But before we even go over there, this morning we had a little bit of an issue with her as I let the dogs out and they all aired out early this morning. The pigeon coop here that we have, we keep pigeons in it. There's a couple roosters in there. There's a chicken in there. So she got very distracted this morning for the first time. Now you got to remember, we raised pheasants this year. So there have been little ones around quite often as we released them, and she's already caught a few. And so, I certainly don't discourage that. What we've turned it into is opportunities for retrieves. She's kind of trained herself, introduced herself to feathers with these little pheasants. And she's done a really nice job. She picked them up, brought them back to me. She's shown a lot of natural hunt and drive. She's got plenty. So I don't like to, when they're real little, I don't like to try to slow it down. I certainly don't want to turn them off of it. I don't want to correct her for free chasing a bird when she's that little, because those are really introductions to it, and I don't want it to be negative. But there does come a time where I have to put my foot down and say control and discipline has to be stronger than temptation and fun. And we're there, because this morning she came over here and she really ran those pheasants and she would not come back. She completely disregarded me and any command I was giving her. I had to come over to her. She was running around there chasing these birds. I caught her, got a hold of her, carried her back. I set her down thinking, okay, we're far enough away and I'll just heel her back to the house. And she turned and went right back to those birds. So my frustration, I had to stay cool. It would have been real easy to get upset with her at that point. Again, I don't want to turn her off necessarily of it. But so one of the things that registered in my mind was, boy, I set this up poorly. I have no ability to control her right now. So before we even go out there, I'm going to take her, and you can see she's fed off of this morning's little free-for-all that she had. She's really tight right now. Every time those birds fly, she's tensing up. If I let her off the lead right now, she's gonna want to really run over there and check those birds out, knowing that those pheasants are there. She had a lot of fun with it. So I've set myself up for success this time. I've got her on lead, which is helping the control part of it. So I'm just gonna heel her past it, and we might walk circles around it. We're just gonna see how she responds. And I'm not gonna necessarily turn her off of birds, but I'm gonna turn her off of the idea of not paying attention to me. This is a distraction, a big distraction, but we're gonna keep a distance and we'll work our way around it, and we'll work closer as I see it fit. But Bella, heel. Now these pheasants like to hide in this, and you can see right away she's out of position. So there's going to be a little wake up to her of, man, I got to do this. Now this grass is a lot harder for her to focus through because it's taller than most of the grass we've been training in. Nice, good decision, good girl. You see, I'm going to give her a correction when she's distracted, and it affects where she's supposed to be. And I'm making it easy on her, and I'm going right hand turns, right hand turns, right hand turns, which are a lot easier for her. And she responded nicely. She hung up just a little. There's going to be a little snap, a little correction. So our objective with this is to get her to go, I still got to pay attention to him. Even though there's all those things there that I ran around and chased this morning wildly and showed no respect. Good. Good girl. There's a nice little. Now I'm going to turn into her. She's going to go, wait a minute, we didn't do this before. Good, heel. So we're going to introduce it to her way over here, away from the birds. Poor turn. You see how bad her position was? Good. Nice turn. Nope. Good. She's got to figure it out. Now it's just in a real distracting spot. So you can see she's not doing it necessarily to make me mad. She's just out of position. And so I'm going to bump her and say, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Good. 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 Good girl. Heel. Get in position, little girl. Good. 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 When she does it right, let her know. So we turn, then we'll straighten it out. Good. Good girl. One thing I've noticed is her nose is not going down. Well, there's nothing here that exciting compared to what's next to us. Sit. Sit. Good. I'm just going to let her think for a second. Because that was an awful lot. She didn't do that well. Good. Bella, heel. Heel her off after that little distraction. Turn back into her. Good. Very nice. Good. Had to correct that. So you can see where I'm using this lead as a tool to guide her. It's not steering wheel. It's not tight. It's used to bump her. Good. It's used to bump her in the nose to get her into position. Good. Good. That was nice. It was good effort on her part. It didn't look that good, but it was good effort. Over here, the turn's pretty easy. Seems like she's catching on and going, oh yeah, I remember this. It's over here where we get close to birds. Good girl. Very nice. Good girl. Sit. Now let her think about that one. That little session was a lot better. Good girl. And again, I don't mind her liking the birds. I don't mind her paying attention to it to a degree. What I have an issue with is when it becomes more important than me. Heel. Because when we're out hunting and a hen pheasant goes up, I want to say, no, leave that bird and come back to me. And if the bird is more important than me, guess where she's going? She's going as far as she can to try to think she can get that bird. Very nice. Good girl. Let's get another good turn down here. Nope. Good. There. If she locks up, bump her. Bump her. Bump her. Good. Create the space. Good. 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 Heel. Real tempting to her right there. Those roosters tuck into that corner. Good. Good. No attempt on her to lunge, no attempt to her to move. Now, I did that on purpose where I was in between her and the birds. Heel. So we're going to start out making it as easy as possible. So put yourself in between the distraction. Look at her face right now. Look at where she knows those birds are in there. So as I walk past, I get her attention back. Heel. Good. 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 Now when I can go past a couple times here without. There. Ben, come and see where she walks by. So I want you to see her body language, where her attention goes over to them. And when it comes back to me, if she gets too close to me, I'm gonna bump her off. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Good. Now, I'm going to come around and I'm going to have her walk between me and the birds. So we'll go the opposite direction. And I want you to pay attention to the loose lead. Good. Good. And I stop and she repositions herself, gets herself back in the right spot. That was a real good move on her part. That's good enough for right now. So today, you know, because there was an issue that showed up this morning, we address it right away. So we're gonna, and it's not fixed in one session. It's something that we're gonna have to work on. We're gonna have to continue to work on. So let's, Ben, move through with me. We're just gonna keep rolling. We're gonna walk through. We're gonna come to this other little clearing over here. This is gonna be an extension of heel work. It's gonna get easier now because we just moved away from all those distractions. But again, we're walking through, we stop in the water, and we make sure she's doesn't have a problem with it. Heel. Because as we're going to a field to hunt, as we're hunting, we're gonna be going through stuff like that, and I need to make sure that those don't throw a curveball at her that she all of a sudden forgets to heel, how to heel well. Now, this is another scenario. This is a trail. This is a nice little trail. So we can be kind of efficient with this. We're gonna go over here and train, but in the meantime, we'll set up to make a retrieve on the way there with a nice little trailing memory. Watch. Watch. I need her to look at that bird. Watch. Ben, why don't you swing around? Heel. Watch. Watch. Heel. As soon as she took her eyes off my hand and looked down at that bumper, that's the cue I needed. See how she drifted out on me a little bit? She got a correction. See our nose go up? There's a lot of scent in here. Now this is one thing I'm going to do where this trail wise, we're going to walk right through it. Right through the cover. Slide out of the way. So now we come through and we're gonna send her, but we're gonna send her through that cover. Instead of always sending her on a trail, we've done that in the past, that's helped her with her lining. Now we're starting to do some stuff in open space. That was what we did yesterday or the last time we filmed. today we're doing, it is a line, but we're going through a chunk of cover to get to that line. So today we have the adjustable leader, so we're going to use that collar and we're going to send her with it on. So this is where I can get a hold of it and I can hang on until I send her. Now this is a pretty good little chunk of cover for her to have to push through, and it's going to be a test of her memory to go, where is that thing again? Watch, watch, Bella. She goes through pretty good. To the dummy. Good girl. Good girl. Now I want her to go right back through that cover. Good girl. Here, here. Good dog. Hold right here, right here, right here. Hold, hold. Good. Not in a hurry. Take it away. Very nice. She likes to sit when she comes in. Good dog. Good girl. Did. Very good. Good girl. Get it. Tuck it away. Can get down here. Get this. Now we're right back. Good. Good. Good girl, sit. So we just built in, just coming to this spot, we built in a nice little retrieve. Now, we're gonna work on some denials today because we haven't for a while. And I want her, part of the reason is with her inability to focus through some temptation this morning, I wanna put her into some situations where she doesn't get what she necessarily wants. And we're gonna start to build in a little bit of more steadiness. So most of the retrieves that she gets are going to be set up like a memory, and the ones that she doesn't get will throw for her. They're a little more tempting. It's visual. It's exciting. Good. 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 I still don't trust her 100%, so I don't necessarily always turn my back to her. That's a little tempting and a little risky on my part, but I've got the confidence in her. If she had broke right there, there really wasn't much I'd have been able to do. So don't do this until you're confident in that steadying. No. Pick her up, put her right back on that spot. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Good. 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 Heel. Here's that temptation, that distraction, just like that bird in the pen. We walk past, she pays attention to me nicely. Sit. Good. I'll go pick it up. Good. So when you start out throwing dummies and the dog's at a distance, just be in between them. That's where it gets a little bit more tempting. Good. Good. Good girl. Sit. Becomes a little more tempting when you're not in between them. It's very similar to the idea of when we're walking around that pheasant pen. It's a lot easier for her when I'm in between her and the birds. It's a lot harder when she's got the birds on her side and I'm on the outside. Well, the dummies aren't as tempting when I'm in between them because you saw what happens when she breaks. She saw what happens when she breaks. No reason to break when Dad's in between because he's going to catch me before I get to that dummy. We caught her, and it wasn't necessarily that I caught her because physically if she wanted to, she'd have had that dummy before I could have got her. It was my timing of my tone, and she faded right to me and she kind of cowered down. And I wasn't mean to her, but I was definitely firm. And I don't have a problem picking her up and immediately setting her. It's what I want to do, is pick her up and set her right back on that spot. So she goes, oof, this is the spot. I cannot come off of it. Heel. She gets a little distracted there, wants to nose something. Not allowed. She's got wind of something in there that's, pay attention to me. You can see there's something that's got a little scent to her. She's really starting to show me, she does have a very good nose. She didn't use it a lot early on. Heel. Heel. She didn't use it as much. It's because I didn't really ask her to. Everything was real visual. So now I want to see, there's a helicopter going to fly right over the top of us. I'm just going to watch her do that, watch her get through that. Good. So every time something new happens, I'm real careful and make sure everything seems pretty good. Now, to finish out here, so I just threw 3, 4, 5 denials. I corrected her when she broke. I don't want to necessarily end it that way. I want to end this session, but I want to end it real positive. I want to end it on a retrieve. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up a little circle in here, and I'm going to put her into a little bit of cover to find the dummy. Let's see, I like this circle. I kind of like the idea of a couple dummies in here. So let's walk this. I'm going to use feathered ones because it is going to go into some cover. Watch. Watch. Heel. So she saw one go in. You can come with me, Ben. Sit. Now we're going to put a second one in on this end. Watch. Heel. I'm going to keep walking around this circle. And what we're going to do is, oh, look what she picked up here. Hold. Did you see her grab it? No. Damn. Looks like the owl got one of our pheasants, headless. Good girl. So she picked that. I didn't even see her pick that. The headless pheasant, we see that. We got a lot of owls. So that might play into this as a little bit of a distraction, but we'll see how she adjusts from that. But what I liked about that was, again, another opportunity where she picks a bird, holds it nicely, delivers nicely. That worked out. I didn't plan it. Wouldn't have probably done it that way if I had a choice, but we're gonna make the most of it. Now, that dummy I threw up and over, so it's kind of in here. I see how this hill and this hill, I think that dummy's right up in there. Heel. This is going to be a real test of her line. This time we're going to send it the way we showed last time, without putting the collar, leaving the collar on. So we're just going to hold this, and I'm going to drop this when I send her. But I'm going to line her to those taller trees. Heel, heel. And I'm not going to get, I'm going to let her work into that cover. There's a nice, there she, you can see her. Good. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Here, 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 here. Good. Hold, hold. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. A little bit of memory for her. Good. Good. Heel. 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 Come here. She loves to pick stuff up. She loves to retrieve. Dead. Heel. Heel. Good. Let's just finish this little circle out. You can see she really wants to pick something else up. This one's going to be the tough one. It's been there the longest. We've made a whole circle almost all the way back around to where we threw it, but we're going to send her from where we threw the first one. Her line wasn't awful there. What that line did was it put her into the cover, and then it let her nose work. And that's what I do with these guys. I don't necessarily care about pinpoint handling. We'll work on handling when we get to handling. We got to get a good handle on them. But my objective is not to line it to the dummy. It's to line it into the cover, get her downwind of it, and let her find it. That's a very realistic hunting scenario. Sit. 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 Good. Good. Bella. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Here, 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 here. Good. Good. That's that borderline. Loss of control. Good. Get her right back in. Don't be in a hurry. Good. Dead. Dead. Good. I'll give it back. Hold. Hold. Very nice. Very nice. Hold. Hold. Now I'm going to get into this habit of finishing high. Good. Good. Chin up. She hasn't been hold conditioned. Hold. Good. Dead. 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 Very nice. Very nice. And that's it. Now that was real good. That was a little, we've not done that before, so that was a little bit of a first for both of us to see how she handles it, and she handled it real well. Now if she hadn't, we'd have called her back, we'd have repositioned, we'd have sent her back in. It's what had to happen in order for this to work was she had to have quite a few straight lines with straight drives or straight edges, in the driveway on these trails. If Ben turns, you can see that'd be a good trail to run a memory down. It just builds the idea of lines, and then you could go from nice channels to opening it up into this open area, put the dummy in here and have her run through the channel and then hit this open area, but she's still in this habit of running out, keeping and holding that straight line. Her line was real nice. Went right to that point, got up into there, hunted it out, squirrely at the end there, and rolled over, dropped but you saw it didn't throw her off. It didn't freak her out. She stuck through it, got through it, delivered, got a little excited towards the end. We're seeing that a little bit. Hold conditioning is going to help polish that delivery. I don't see that as a major issue. I know I can get her back to me. I know I can get her in. and she settles back nicely. So that's something that we're just going to continue to do. That's it for today. I think that was a good session, a little more formal, and I shouldn't say formal, but a little bit more, well, not really, I guess. In the beginning, it was all foundation. All that heel work with distractions is nothing but foundation with a lot of layers, exciting layers. And so you can't do, I wouldn't have ever been able to do that after a week or two of working on heel. We've been working on heel since day one. I've been watching the videos as we post them, and I'm realizing, man, we really spent a lot of time on heel 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 weeks. You know, she's 25 weeks, 26 weeks now. We haven't ever taken our foot off the gas when it comes to that. But we're not going to start 14, 15, 16 weeks next to a bird. She hasn't ever even seen a bird. I let her get these little things and add to her kind of toolbox of stuff as we go. And we just have to be real careful not to put too much in there, or it's gonna jam everything up with her. So it was a good session. She got some stuff out of it, and we move on from there.
We got a long drive home, and I'm damned if I do, and I'm